Everybody, good morning to y'all in the Facebook and YouTube land. It's your boy Johnny Quantum 369 in the building, and I got my peoples with me today. I'm riding deep today, people. I'm riding deep today. I got my man G1. You know what I'm saying? He is the host of the God Morning Realla Show. You really need to peep the God Morning Realla Show. You know what I'm saying? Instagram blowing up. I mean, he's coming through the ranks with the quickness. Y'all need to check it out, God Morning Realla. You also need to check him out on YouTube as well. You know what I'm saying? Gorilla Life. Because we all gorillas. Whether we realize it or not, we all gorillas. You see the logo. You see the banner in the background. That's what we do. Gorilla all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes 50 times a day. Because we swinging vines, baby. Indeed.
Earth and sky.
Earth and sky.
Sky and earth.
So your show this morning, spoke on a few things. And of course, I'm an avid watcher of your show, like a lot of other people. And, basically this whole karma, dharma, and these laws, man, these people have no idea. And you brought up superpowers, and I'd like to touch on that today. I'd like to touch on the superpowers thing because everybody has something that they are extremely good at. Now, unfortunately, the narrative states that it's got to be like some old X-Men type flow, or it's got to be, a DC character type flow. Right. But in all actuality, we all have these superpowers. Now, mind you, some people do exercise that muscle a little more than others, so they really have a hold on that, whether that be like a telekinesis type of flow, or more of an empathic flow, or like prime example, I was sitting there watching Go Big last night for the first time. I watched it. I'm like, Go Big. I'm like, oh, that's that show with Snoop. Okay.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that Go Big?
Yeah. Okay, so basically, it's like a talent show, but you gotta go big, right?
Okay.
So there was a young lady on there. She could shoot an arrow or use a bow and arrow with her feet. She combined gymnastics and archery.
Wow.
And she was really good.
I'm trying to picture that in my mind right now.
Dude, look, man, you know how gymnasts can twist and contort? Well, just imagine that while shooting a bow with your feet. With your feet. Yeah, bro.
That means you got to stretch out and you got to pluck them toes under hard. And you got to pull that string, that cord has a poundage to it.
Well, think about it. Look how strong your legs are.
True. Strongest muscles on your body.
And gymnast.
Right.
So being a gymnast, she had that power, right?
Yeah.
So she did her thing. Then the guy that she went up against was like, I'm a mutant. And they was like, a mutant? What are you talking about, a mutant? So he literally was born, his body secretes, like he can stick anything to himself. He was pouring shots of liquor off his head. Like he put the bottle on his head, it stuck there. He went backwards with the shot. He poured one off the side of his head. See, again, his body, everybody else's body has like 94% is the average for oxygen, right? His is 120 some odd percent.
How he absorbs oxygen?
Dude, he's different. Like his sweat shit sticks to him. So, dude, anywhere he sticks stuff to his head, his stomach. It didn't matter where he was sticking it.
Can he attach it and detach it at will? Is that how it works?
Will. He was like, okay, say drop it. Dropped it. He's like, I can control my body like that.
Boy, do you know how I just imagine being a like a superhero or something like that, and like somebody punches you, their hand sticks, and you punch them, then you detach their hand, stick to their hand, punch them again on some Mortal Kombat.
Dude, but see, that's what I'm talking about. Like everybody's got a super, like he was just like, other people work on their craft. I was born with mine.
Right. Wow.
Because he was born with his craft. Like that's just who he is. And
it develops at that point in time.
What?
I said it develops at that point in time. You don't have to earn it or obtain it. You're born with it, and it just develops. Wow.
Everybody's got a superpower, brother.
What do you think yours is, Johnny Q? What do you think yours is?
Oh, mine, I would have to say, is that my superpower is, well, it has to deal with people. It's kind of hard to put into flow. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's hard to put into words, but my understanding of people is interesting. People feel different when I'm around. And they're like, I can't explain it, dude. Like, who are you?
Right.
I've had people ask me, what are you? Like, I was in a bad mood till you came in the room. I don't even know you. Now I'm good. Like, huh? So it's an energy thing. I guess I could say that my superpower would have to be energy, or, I mean, being a vessel.
Okay.
I guess would be, it's like I said, it's hard to explain. We've had this discussion. Look, man, just show up. Show up and you'll meet that person that you were supposed to talk to. Show up and it just happens. Hell, you don't even want to show up and you show up and it just happens.
Right.
So, I mean, what do you think what do you feel your superpower is?
Oh, man. I would almost like say like part of one of the abilities would be to be a chameleon. So I guess that would be part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be like a mixture of different superpowers that look like one superpower, but when you unfold it, it's like, oh man, it really has that, and it has that, and it has that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's never just one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like mine oscillates, kind of like yours shows up to meet whoever is there to speak to them and connect with them. The way, just being a vessel so you can pour into them with whatever it is that, is rightfully theirs, and that's a beautiful thing. But even the container is energetic. You know what I'm saying? So you are the container that is energetic, but just as a container to receive and funnel that flow from the universe into it. So I don't know. I think mine would be like if you want to look at the opposite of yours, mine would be the flow on the inside of it. You know what I'm saying? So like, what I'm saying? Like you're the conduit, what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, just shoot me in the right direction. Like, what I'm saying? Remember how Megatron used to transform? And he
Look. He turned into the gun.
Yeah. And he hopped in Starscream's hand. The Starscream, boom.
It kind of now, mind you, it kind of sounds like some Earth Sky type of flow right there.
Perfect segue. That's how easy it's gonna flow right there.
I mean, do you see where that's at? Like it's the play off of one needs the other, both independent but symbiotic at the same time.
Right.
So, but again, that's life. But as you were flowing on the God Morning Realla Show this morning about how karma, dharma work off of each other, because once again, without one, you don't have the other.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's a powerful thing. And a lot of people, they say karma exists, they say karma doesn't exist. But then again, they say there is no coincidence. Some people say there's nothing but coincidences in life. So It all depends, I guess you would say, on what side of that you fall on.
Yeah, and that's true. Because here's the thing: the reason why it only pays to acknowledge the other side of it as well as your side is so that you can understand it how universe is going to see it from. Universe is going to see it from both sides all the time. It can't separate into sides. It just says, here it is. We separate it into sides that fit our limited realm of, what we can imagine as a container. So my container and your container may come together and make a whole, and the more people you bring into it, the more that divides into our own individuals that we come together and create that one composite. So it's the same thing, and it's awesome, bro, when you look at it like that. But the potential to experience it all is there individually. But what I'm saying, it's when you add the other parts to it that that essence increases in intensity too. What you get from it and what I get from it intensifies because we're sharing that moment together. What I'm saying, and then whoever else is with us and how we all take it in. But yeah,
but energy, man. Again, it all goes back to that energy, and it's just okay. My saying, find your vibe, tribe, and ride. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Like,
find your vibe, tribe, and ride.
Ride. You ride out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Prime example. Many moons ago, I met a young man named G1. Many moons ago, and G1. You know what I'm saying? Many moons.
Right.
And you put me hip to the lifestyle, the philosophy that is Gorilla. Go real, life awaits. Now, people, you see the logo in the background there. You see the logo on his chest. That logo is on his body. It's on his arms. It's on his neck. It's a lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? And it's just the fact that the logo looks rugged because it is. It's one of the hottest logos out there, period. But
thank you.
Bruh, look, Source worked great through you, brother. Source worked wonders through you, Marilla. Wonders.
I'm just a vessel.
That's it. That's it. But what it stands for, people, is go real, life awaits. Because when you go real, life awaits. So that's a powerful message. So when you see this logo, know that it's not about some old, hardcore militaristic, we're on some pro this, pro that, pro negativity or anti-negativity. No, we're on straight up go real, life awaits. We're on you being the best you that you could ever possibly be.
At all times.
Thank you. And anything that Gorilla can do to help you follow your passion, because we're all about following our passion, which is why we're here today, which is why we've been riding for a long time. We've been on this mission. This ain't the first, I don't know, I guess you could say the first run at this.
Rodeo.
You feel me? Like, this is like, people, when I tell you I've rode with this brother, this Marilla, I've rode with him in different now moments. And when I say different now moments, I'm talking about in Galaxy 57B, Quadrant HQ, you know what I'm saying? We've done this before. Done it before. It's too natural. It's just too normal. And everybody has this person or these people. Again, find your vibe tribe. People that you like. I don't know how I know you as good as I know you, and I've never met you, but yet and still, we mad cool. And look, I ride for you, you ride for me. That's the way it is, man.
Already.
You know what I'm saying? So, that's the way it works out. Just that simple. So it's interesting how here soon, people. There's going to be a new podcast starting. You know what I'm saying? That podcast will be Earth. Sky. Now, of course,
I don't know if we're gonna have those same sound effects or not, but
but dude, look, we could incorporate that with the quickness. Trust and believe. We can incorporate that with the quickness. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you haven't already figured it out, pretty much, you know me, I'm Johnny Quantum. I'm forever in some element. I am in some molecule. I am out in outer space, in the sky. So,
Right.
G1, on the other hand, is the earth. He is in the earth. He is of the earth. He is, well, if you look at it,
The Kundalini rising, baby.
you heard, our zodiac signs kind of go with that same flow.
Huh. This is predestined by all the key markers.
You see what I'm saying?
Tell them, yeah, because I mean, you're 73, I'm 73.
Yep. So
You know what I'm saying?
when you look at it, you've got Earth, Cancer, Crab, Earth.
Yep.
You've got Libra, Scale.
Yeah.
It's the only sign in the zodiac that's not a living thing.
Right.
Scale.
Which means it goes and is served by all things and serves all things. So all the other 11 zodiac, you know what I'm saying, are like they're in need of you and the means of balancing, you know what I'm saying. So once again, you know, just what the whole conversation has been with the universal laws is how it all is about balance. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you represent with your symbol. So you, in a sense, can go. You remember you can go with anything. Let me finish that thought. You can go with anything. And here's an example. All right, I'm gonna start doing it this way. The example is the 5 deadly venoms.
Oh, he went there.
You know,
all-time classic, right? Kung Fu movie. Watch it, people. A lot of lessons in that.
You were the one. You wasn't a venom, but you had to link with one of the venoms in order to beat all the venoms or beat the ones that needed to be beat. So yeah, that's you right there. So you know what I'm saying? I call that the nexus because everything is the nexus. Everything flows through the nexus. You know what I'm saying? The nexus is like the accumulative of what's going on, and it's just monitoring and observing and tracking and letting things go back and forth without hindrance. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the scales go. That goes back to the scales. Do you see how it comes back? That's what goes to the scales. The scales is what? Not judging, but judging. You know what I'm saying? Not judging you're judging all the means that you're supposed to be judged on, but at the same time, once it shows that balance, it's like, okay, you know, just like boom, things are passing through, and you're just tracking it, traveling with it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Man, that's beautiful, bro. Earth and sky. It's gonna be
Earth and sky.
It's man, it's preordained, predestined, man. So this is let's go. What are we gonna be able to talk about, man? What are you gonna want to talk about?
Oh man, look, you know we're gonna cover everything under the damn sun. You know what I'm saying? Which is what we do anyway. Which is what we've been doing forever. And ever. So I mean, everything from common just everyday occurrences to world events to local stuff. You know what I mean? Stuff that matters to people. Because, you know, we're all about conversation. It's what we do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So bring that good to the people that they need. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
That's
package
what we
it
do.
up.
What?
I said package it up. Call it really good. Need really good feelings? We got it in a jar. We got the 8-ounce jar. We got the 16-ounce jar. You got the jumbo family size.
Look, for real. No, real spit though. I mean, because you got to think about it, man. You got to think about it. We've been at this for a long time, and people have no idea what's been built in the background, underground. You know what I'm saying? In the jungle, they don't know. Even though they've been right next to it the whole time and never knew what was going on.
Moving right through it. Right through it. moving right through it the whole time. Like,
you know, the easiest thing I can equate to it, seeing that it's trending. people, what gorilla has been doing in broad daylight is like Wakanda. You think there's something there because you feel something a little different every time you go there, but you can't see anything yet. Well, basically, that's gorilla. You've been feeling us because there's gorillas around you right now. There's somebody at your job, multiple people. Yep. There are people in your own household, possibly multiple people.
Yep.
Guaranteed, you yourself watching this,
yep.
Gorilla. Now, whether you realize you're gorilla or not, well, that's a little different, and that's what we do. We're here to show you, a different piece of you, a reflection of you.
Activation.
Thank you. Thank you. And it's just that simple, because all we want you to do is to go real. Life awaits you.
That's it. That's it. And that's the beautiful thing about it. Matter of fact, if it was about anything else, it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't be gorilla. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be gorilla. I mean, this is something that, man, it's like a gateway. It's a gateway from understanding just the earth and thinking about the sky and fantasizing and imagining the sky and what all it entails, you know, flying from this part of the world to that part of the world through what? The sky. You know what I'm saying? To go from this planet to another world, another galaxy, you have to leave and go through the sky. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get through the sky, there's nothing but more sky and more sky. You know what I'm saying? So the infinite beauty of the energy that surrounds us is like when the two come together in the middle, you know what I'm saying? And give you both sides of how it affects and how it gives you like that, pick you up and that makes you alert, almost like sativa. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Because I mean, you know, living out in California for as long as I did, yes, I got very aware of, you know, certain strands. I mean, this is they didn't got engineers in this now. It's no longer like the Cheech and Chong, yo, I'm gonna go grow some shit in my backyard and we're gonna smoke it in a couple months. Right. No, this is some high tech and yes, brother, look, sativas. I am not trying to get stuck on my couch. I'm sorry. Like, I want to enjoy myself. I want to be able to be highly functional. I want to go out. I want to do. I want to see. I am not trying to become a vegetable.
Because that's what happens. And that's what, see, you know what? And that can be one of those things that we definitely want to talk about is the big transition from illegal to legalizing of marijuana. That's also something that I think is a topic that a lot of people we want to you know, talk to and meet up with and network with, you know, that's on their agenda as well, to understand, you know, what are you know, some of the things we can expect to happen and how soon, you know. So but that's definitely one of the ones. Whew, goodness gracious, you said a mouthful on that, bro. I'm not trying to be stuck all day, and a lot of people don't understand that maybe you're not smoking what's beneficial for you. Every strand that comes through is not beneficial for you.
No.
You know what I mean? It's gonna cause you to react a totally different way. Go back. You remember what I always liken it to? Remember How High?
Oh yeah.
With Method Man. He goes into all the, if you got a you know, bowel infection or something like that, you know what I'm saying? If you got irritated bowel, you take some of this. You got rheumatitis, you take some of this. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Hey, so you know when Bernie said on Fridays I need it for my cataract, you said, yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? Now you see why he say that, because maybe it was something, a strand that he had for his cataract. Once again, these are the things we know now, looking back, how we can dissect it and say, ooh, let's talk about it.
Oh yeah. And well, look, at the end of the day, it's something that is from the earth.
Right.
Now,
come on.
This ties right back into the earth, sky, earth. But it's from the earth.
I
Hence
like
it's
that one. I
natural.
like that one.
You know, it's natural. So with it being a natural substance, which means it's going to grow with us humans or without us humans. It's been here, will always be here. As long as the planet spins, marijuana will grow.
Yeah. Man,
So
let me share something with you, man. I realized also doing some studies that it used to grow freely along the roadsides, freely along the highways. And they went on a concerted effort to shut it down by doing treatments along the roadsides to where they stopped, cannabis stopped growing. But it used to grow along the roadsides. Now, could you imagine, right? Let's just imagine, right? You know how we say we were one nation under God, indivisible? Let's imagine,
justice.
right? Let's imagine how many people would actually drive as opposed to actually walking if marijuana grew along the roadsides.
Oh, hell, bruh. Look. Yeah, look, man. Look here. People would be walking everywhere. Yo, look, there'd be a lot of grass.
Right.
There wouldn't be as much blacktop or concrete.
Nope.
And cats would just be grabbing and smoking as they strolling like do. Oh, let me go ahead and roll this up real quick. Yeah. I mean, crime, really?
For what? For what? You see what I'm saying? You know, these are the things that, you know, so, you know, I mean, if it was still that level, man, we would have a holistic healing process as opposed to a medicinal. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, bruh. It would be what it was eons ago.
Yeah.
When it was used to get you to a place. Kind of like the Native Americans. They didn't do peyote every day, but when they did it, it took them to a place. It helped open up a level in their mind.
Yeah.
To a different reality, to allow them to see into and through other things. Marijuana has that same property.
Yep.
Now, whether you're using it for that or potentially abusing it because it's the cool thing to do.
Yeah, right.
You see what I'm saying? It's got its purpose. Everything on this planet, it was put on this planet, has a purpose. Even you, human beings watching this show right now, you have a purpose.
Please believe it. Please believe it.
You
if
have
you don't
purpose.
Believe nothing else, if you don't believe nothing else that we tell you right now, please believe that you have a purpose. If you don't take anything else away from now, I got to pause in this one, G1, and put some exclamation points around it. If you don't do anything else or get anything else from what he just said or what I say on this whole entire time that you are watching this, just know that you have a purpose. All right, moving on.
You know, so I mean, it's meant to be here, and it's meant to be utilized properly, like everything else on this planet, utilized properly. Now, what's proper for you might not be proper for me, might be proper for somebody else.
Right.
So it's finding your own use of it and locking that in. Like you said, some people need it for straight medicinal purposes, like their back, their neck and their back. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
My neck and my back.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so they need it for that. And that's fully understandable. Fully. But there are those who use it for recreational purposes. And they, you know, it's like they straight Snoop Dogg and actually Snoop Lion that, you know what I mean? They just smoke, 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 smoke,
You
smoke.
see, I stay in the smoking sections.
Well, hey, bro, look, I have always had a fascination with smoke. It's mind-boggling to me. Clouds, smoke, how it forms, how it moves on its own.
Right.
It's its own entity that does what it does. Notice there's no wind blowing in a room, but if there's smoke, it still moves. It still flows. That has always intrigued me. Always. How do clouds form?
Right.
Well, besides the real clouds, now let's not get on the topic of chemtrails and created clouds so we can't see the sun, so we can't evolve, so we don't get our sun in every day. That, my good Rilla, is for another day.
Yes, yes. We will not venture, we will not tippy toe cross the line on that comment right there, but we understand where you're going. Thank you.
Because boy, let me tell you. But yeah, so again, everything has its place. Smoke, depending on what you're burning, it can watching smoke can be hypnotic. It can literally put you in a trance. There you go. Look at that. Look at that, people. Look at that. Now, if you stared at that long enough.
Do you know how when you talk, the vibrations can be seen through your smoke, through smoke? If you look at it, the smoke dances differently as I'm talking. Certain things it show you that I had more impact on it and it reacted differently. Sometimes it does, and it's, I don't know, you call it, but it is very hypnotic. And I don't think there's anything, well, there's a lot of things beautiful, but smoke has a beauty all of its own.
Yes.
All of its own.
And nobody talks about it. Nobody gives smoke its just due. Everybody just talks about the derivative of it. Nobody talks about the actual smoke itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like some people who are addicted to smoking, regardless of what they're smoking, they're addicted to the smoke. And prime example, and this is how I know when I smoked cigarettes, it wasn't the cigarettes. And how I tested that theory, G1, I lit a cigarette in a dark room.
Okay.
I'd pull on it, I'd see the cherry light up.
Yeah.
And then I'd blow out the smoke. But I couldn't see it. So I couldn't see the smoke. I know I just inhaled. I know I just exhaled. But I couldn't see the smoke. So it was like I wasn't smoking.
So you kept the smoke in the whole time?
No. I'd exhale.
Yeah.
But I couldn't see it because I'm in a dark room.
Oh, got
It's
you.
completely black.
Did it defeat the purpose?
Dude, I didn't even want to smoke anymore. I see the cherry. I blow out. But I can't see it. So it lets you know with the mind, how the mind works. So I couldn't see the smoke, so am I really smoking? Even though I see a cherry light up, even though I know I'm inhaling.
Did you feel anything different while smoking in the dark?
Yeah, I felt like I was not smoking at all. For me?
Okay, anything with the smoke that you were inhaling itself physically?
Well, yeah, the inhale was just as if I was regular smoking outside, whatever.
Okay.
But the exhale was as if I never took a puff.
Got you. You were just blowing air out your mouth.
Because I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
So now that brings up the question: if a tree falls and no one's there, does it make a sound?
Right.
Wow.
I see that. Yeah.
Because I can't see the smoke. I know I'm smoking, but I can't see it. So am I addicted to the cigarette itself, the nicotine itself, or am I addicted to what I'm blowing out? My addiction was the smoke. Because if I couldn't see the smoke, I didn't want to smoke. Now, if you get somebody who's addicted to nicotine,
They will smoke in the dark. They will smoke in the light. They smoke underwater if they could.
Right.
For me, I couldn't see the smoke. Had to stop. That let me know I could stop smoking cigarettes because it wasn't a chemical addiction. It was a visual addiction.
And you know, to some extent now, your mind or your body does physically come and have now open receptors for the chemicals that are in, you know, even all natural cigarettes have, I think, some type of chemical. It's just a more minimized percentage of it that's actually chemically treated. So with that, you still get something, but it's not the same, especially not enough to cause you to think differently when but when you turn the lights out, it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's like not even that big of a deal. You know what I mean? That's wild, because I've smoked in the dark before, and that's exactly how you would describe it. It's like it's the seeing, not only the smelling. It's the seeing that enhances the smelling of smoke. So when you're blowing smoke out, yeah, you're smelling the smoke, but it doesn't have the same, because the smoke is the key. And I'm gonna tell you why I decided I wanted to burn an incense is because, you know, smoking, it's like burning incense and smoke. It's like almost like a spiritual release. You know what I'm saying? Or like you know, like it opens up an aura for spirits to kind of be around you. You know what I'm saying? And inhabit with you. You know, and keep, you know, and just, you know, I don't know. But it's just, I think that's why it does its own little thing. It's never the same way twice.
Well, I mean, okay, think about it this way. Why is it that shaman utilize smoke, mystics utilize smoke, uh, all the people who were or are a part of the quote unquote occult
Right.
use smoke? Why is that? You see what I'm saying? That's kind of like the movie 300. Well, you have to go talk to the Oracle. So what happened? They moved the embers around a little bit.
Yeah.
And the smoke started coming out, and the smoke started weaving around. And then the Oracle got up, started moving around. But all you saw was the smoke. So what does that tell you when people eons ago have always utilized smoke?
Yeah.
And it's the smoke that takes you. It's the smoke that gets you too. So like you said, smoke in the dark. I mean, if you can smoke in the dark, hey, more power to you, because I can't. I don't enjoy it because I'm not usually enjoying anything. So because here, okay, there's different types of learning. There's visual learning. There's auditory learning. Some people are more aesthetic. They got to be hands-on.
Right.
So most people don't even know how they learn. First and foremost, school should teach that. Find out how your child learns best and teach them that way. Guarantee your kid will be a genius because she's already a genius. That'll just enhance their genius.
Exactly.
But so for me personally, I am auditory. If I can hear you talking, I got you locked in. Even if I can't see you, what you say, I got it. Now go ahead. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes.
I think that I'm like the same way too. Kind of in a different, but you know, at the same way, I feel you as far as getting the most out of it. But I gotta be honest. You threw me off when and my Earth side is coming out now. My Earth side is coming out when you said the Oracle in 300. I had to pause for a second because there was a shimmy shimmy ya, shimmy yam shimmy yay. They crossed my mind. That was pretty interesting part of that movie right there. Pretty interesting part of that movie. Oracle could get it.
Oh yeah, the business, and all that smoke.
All that smoke.
All that smoke.
I'm, I'm sorry. That was my earth that came out. Because you know which part I'm talking about too.
Oh yeah.
He's doing a little dance.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Wait a second.
Oh,
I was like, oh,
it's that energy. It's that bringing together of, the smoke coming from the earth.
Yeah.
Or an earth element going into the sky.
Yeah.
See, it's funny how everything resorts back to the earth and the sky. Either something's going from the earth to the sky, or something's coming from the sky to the earth. That is a relationship that is so intertwined and so synergistic that, hence what we do is the same exact way.
Exact way. Look, in fact, when somebody passes, right? You go to, let's say, some of these little things. They're either burning candles or they're burning incense, right? At these little memorials. Why is that? Why? Because the smoke helps the passing process. The smoke helps the traveling of the spirit from the earth, like you said, to the sky, transitioning what almost vapors and atoms of air, and to where you no longer see it anymore after a while. The smoke. But have you ever been sat in a room and it's like you don't see the smoke anymore? But then when somebody comes in from out of the room, you could see the smoke bellowing out.
I've had a few of those instances. Yes, I have.
So you done burned some earth in your time too, huh?
Oh, yes. Let's just say yes. Hot boxing, baby. Hot boxing. I ain't talking about Mike Tyson. I'm talking about hot boxing.
Look, I thought it was just a new tint that you got on your windows. That's
smoke. Yeah, it's that purple haze tint on them windows. You know what I'm saying? It's that blue dream tint on them windows.
It's that Gorilla Glue. Hey man. But see, that goes to show you the stuff that we can talk about, man, on these shows. And it's like you don't want it to be scripted. Of course, there's times that you want to talk about certain things. You want to go into certain topics because it's the soup of the day and it's something you got to get off your chest. And the people want to know what we're going to have to say about it. And we're going to have them discussions. But we're going to have them from a real kind of perspective anyway. So that's not going to be a beef. But you know what I'm saying? At the same time, you got to be able to flow. You got to flow, Joe. You got to flow, Joe. You gotta flow.
Taking
Joe.
It back right there.
Taking it back to some old Fat Joe. Well, I remember that beat when it came on there. And Joe was just snapping. His voice was cutting. I was like, who is this dude? And then he said, I'm from the Bronx. I said, Fat Joe.
Well, what's funny is, hell, compared to now, he was Skinny Joe.
Right. Hey. So was his pockets. Do you see how this dude is living now? Oh man, Fat Joe is blessed, bro. He's blessed. You know what I'm saying? Big up to Fat Joe, man.
He
evolved. Terror Squad.
He evolved. He okay, look.
Rest in peace, Pun.
Yeah. Oh, Pun. Well, okay, look. What would Pun have been like? Like Pun was already okay. Look, okay. Seeing that we're hopping, we gonna hop the tracks. So, would you say that Pun was Biggie before Biggie?
Did Pun come out before Biggie?
Oh,
no, Biggie came out before Pun.
Are you sure?
I mean, made it mainstream.
Yeah, look, I'm about Google is my friend, damn it. Google is my friend.
Hey, look, let me tell you something, man. It is not meant for me to keep too much information in my head. You know what I'm saying? I additionally need to know.
All right. No. All right.
Okay, what you got?
When did Biggie come out?
That's Biggie came out in 93, 94.
All right. Pun's first album was dun, 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 dun. Well, Pun passed in 2000.
Right.
So let's see.
Ready to Die was 94. That was Juicy. Released his first album, Ready to Die, in 94, but he was out in 93. Interesting story while you look for Pun's information.
Oh, no. Oh, I got Pun, but go ahead. Go ahead. Drop the knowledge.
Okay. Interesting story, man. My loosely stated uncle Unique, he had this tape of Biggie, like, Biggie Smalls. And what it was, it had songs with him, songs with Old Dirty Bastard, songs with Old Dirty Bastard and Sadat X and Biggie Smalls.
Whoa!
Songs with I mean, it had some crazy. Now this was back in like 93. This is late or early to mid 93. Because I just got home from the army in 93. So I just got home from the army, and I heard this tape, man. I was like, yo, it had Party and Bullshit on there. It had it had some crazy. A lot of the ones they came back and remixed after he had passed on. Those were the songs that he had came out with on this tape that I had heard back in 93. And bro, when I tell you that, man, he was killing it. This is the album they tried to shot that they said it was too gangster. So this is, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Too gangster? Really?
All I want to know is where the party's at. Can I bring my gat? You know what I'm saying? That was the most famous line. That's the one line that made me start liking Biggie Smalls right there. I'd never heard of him before, Party and Bullshit, and that was on the Who's the Man soundtrack. And then when that came out, he started blowing up, and the next thing you know, I got out the army and I seen him in Third Eye in that Supercat video.
Okay.
With Supercat, Third Eye, and Biggie Smalls. And he's like, I can't take it no more. You know what I'm saying? In his little Jamaican accent, you know what I'm saying? But that, so the story was this. Let me get back to the story. I'm listening to this tape and I'm hearing all this stuff and I'm like, man, this dude is killing it. I'm like, he's going to kill it. He comes back with Ready to Die. Don't get me wrong, loved Ready to Die. But there were some songs I probably would have either added to or took off to get some of these other songs that I heard on Ready to Die.
Well, but you gotta remember, one was underground,
right?
One was commercial,
right?
So I mean, you can't look. We all know the underground stuff is usually way harder, way more grimy than the commercial side of things. I mean, of course, even Big himself was just like, I'm not feeling this song, Puff. Well, this is the song we got to do. Come on, I'm not feeling it. But that's the industry,
right?
So
Puff knew the industry,
but you go with it. So
yeah. But that was my story, man. I was just amazed that when he finally did drop and he came out with Ready to Die, I remembered having that tape in my hand that I wish, and something said, make a copy. And guess what? I didn't listen to something, which was my spirit trying to tell me, make a copy of this. hurry, and you got some gold in your hand right now, and you just don't know it.
Right?
Oh, hey, smoke.
Smoke. All that smoke. Up in smoke. Up in smoke.
Smoked. I smoked it, bro. But I'm telling you, for that weekend that I had it, oh man, that's all we played. That's all we played. Oh my goodness. But that was my story, man. And that was before Ready to Die came out. Ready to Die came out the next year. And that's when I was like, oh
so
man.
So you said that was 94?
Yeah.
Pun made his appearance with Fat Joe and the crew back in the day in 95, but Pun was already writing rhymes in the 80s.
Okay.
So Pun was an underground legend, just like Biggie, doing their thing. But of course, you know, I mean, they was all Bronx, BK.
So when did you said when did Pun die?
Pun died in 2000.
All right, 2000.
So his career was very short.
Yeah. So was Biggs. But see,
Well,
Pun gets
they're only a year off.
Yeah. So Pun didn't get started till what, 97?
No, 95.
95?
Made his debut in 95.
Okay, because I'm gonna tell you, here's what made me a fan of Pun. It was on a mixed CD that came out, you know what I'm saying, with Terror Squad on there, and he was it was him and Fat Joe, and he was talking about I got a double goose. I got double Glocks in my double goose with the double truce. He said, when I put my doubles loose, and something he said, in the way he said, I was like, oh my God.
His wordplay was silly. It was silly.
Oh my God.
And if I'm not mistaken, was that Capital Punishment? Now, Capital Punishment came out in 97.
Okay.
That dropped in 97. That was his debut album.
Right.
So he already,
that's what I'm talking. That's what Ready to Die was Big's debut album.
Yeah, he was featuring in 95 with Fat Joe on some of Fat Joe's cuts. He was on some of the people who would then form Terror Squad. So
okay.
But that was in 95. His debut album was 97, and that was Captain Punishment.
All right, so that was the big difference right there. Is the timing? I knew the timing was different because Biggie came out first, because Biggie made it popular to be the fat rapper again. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't popular before him.
Well, you know, Heavy D did his thing, and it just faded.
Well, you know what? Let me take that back. Let me take that back.
You forget about Chubb Rock.
Oh my goodness, that's why I'm walking that statement back. But no, here's the difference. No, here's the difference. I'm gonna tell you the difference, right? Watch this. All right. So with Heavy D, yes, he made it originally popular. No, the Fat Boys.
The Fat Boys. No, you got it. Okay, if you go all the way back to the Sugar Hill Gang, bruh, I'm gonna tell you, they wasn't some small. Only one dude in the Sugar Hill Gang was smaller. The rest of them were rotund. I'll just say rotund. They was large.
One second.
Oh, do your thing. Do your thing.
Huh? 1 second. I gotta mute.
Oh, do your thing. This is the beauty of what we do, people. You know what I'm saying? We have discussions. It's what we do. We enjoy having these discussions, and we enjoy. You got an opinion? You know something? You want to sound off? Leave a comment. I'll pop it up on the screen. We can even talk about it. Because, I mean, a lot of people have a lot of stories, a lot of knowledge on a lot of things. And it's just the fact that if you know something and you want to add to the show, feel free. Because basically, we just chopping it up, having a discussion. We just so happen to be having a discussion on the World Wide Web. So we've invited the whole entire world to listen to our discussion. You see what I'm saying? So we are back. Up. Mute.
There we go. Okay. Back online. Thank you for your understanding. But yeah, so all right. So here's my track. I'll say Fat Boy said it. they made it popular because they dove directly into it and called it out as Fat Boys. Heavy D followed up after that with, you know what I'm saying, his Uptown movement, and then you know, with his solo movement. I mean, not his solo, but his Heavy D and the Boys. And then after the tragedy, rest in peace, Trouble T. Roy. You know what I'm saying? He came out with his solo albums after that. But during that time, you had Chubb Rock did actually started kicking off a lot of dust, and was very popular. One of my favorites too. And then of course, you know, we had the others that we transitioned, but Big made it. Here's the difference. Big made it popular because Big shifted the whole culture of not just being fat, black, and nasty. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Well, he was grimy with it. See,
right.
See, Chubb Rock, Heavy D, the Fat Boys, they were PC. They were happy-go-lucky, jovial individuals. Big comes on the scene, and Big's like, yo, look, where the party at? I'm smoking weed, I'm fucking bitches, I'm shooting people. That's what I do. And I don't give a damn if you like it, but this is what I do. So without Big, you probably don't have the Big Puns, the Bone Crushers. Dude, Bone Crusher came out so hard. Whoa!
That boy was a gorilla in the midst. That boy was a gorilla. Oh my goodness.
I mean, so you think I mean, you go back and you look, and it's funny how you take it back. A lot of these guys, their careers paralleled each other, but they just didn't know it. You know, one was in Brooklyn, one was in the Bronx, still doing their thing,
right?
But never probably even heard of each other, but never really crossed paths. You see what I'm saying? Because for those of you who don't know New York City or ever been to New York City, yeah, you could never see somebody and live in the city your whole entire life, and they live in the city their whole entire life, and you never met them, never saw them, didn't even know they existed. City that big, and it's that populated.
Right. Hey, you know, I mean, but I would have to think that somebody like Big would probably link up with Big Pun, and like probably would have maybe even done some songs or something like that had they hook up. I could see them two probably being real cool with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they talked about the same type of thing. I mean, they was about that life.
Yeah.
See, that's the difference between a lot of the flow that goes on today, almost damn near a fluvic flow.
Right.
Back then, they were telling you about their life. That's what they live. Like, look, this is what I do. I live that life. I'm about that life. I'm just sharing this story with you. Versus, I'm going to tell you what the label wants you to hear. And because that sells records, even though I ain't about that life.
Right.
You know, you had two big dudes who literally, when they tell you that they was at the parties and getting the girls and drinking and the bubbly and the smoking and the this and the that. It's real.
Easy. Both of them talked about it in totally different ways, but still just as vivid, and made you feel like you were in that moment with them.
Yep.
To embrace that time. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I tell you, bro, this is going to be a good little ride that we hop on, man. And, I'm excited because I know that, the potential of how we think and where we can take this to, and what kind of possibility there is in that, and the good we can do, as well as, just being vessels, so I'm on it, bro. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Well, real quick before we depart, before the earth goes to the earth and the sky goes to the sky, where can they find you? Where can they hear you? Where can they see you outside of earth and sky?
Man, to get to the God Morning Realla Show, go to Gorilla, GOREALLA _wear, and that's on Instagram. So you can actually tap in there and see the God Morning Realla Show. You can also catch us at Gorilla One, Gorilla One's Life on Facebook, or Gorilla Life on Facebook. So those two places right now. YouTube, we got the YouTube popping as well. And that's at gorillalife.com or gorillalife@gmail.com. So on YouTube. So we'll start getting all this information focused for you, so we can get it out there the right way, so you can see it on all platforms. So you know what I'm saying? And for the merch, go to www.gorillalife.com. Get the shirts, get the hoodies, get all the bang bang boogie, baby. That's what we talking about. All right, my realers.
Yes. If you look at the little ticker at the bottom, you know exactly where to go to get your fur right. GorillaLife.com. That's GorillaLife.com. Just read the directions. Follow the directions. You're good to go, people. Get your fur right. Swing your vine. Flick your fleas. Pound your chest, people.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
I like that.
So we here. Earth, sky, we coming. Always been here.
Yes,
we
sir.
Just taking y'all along for the ride now. So
Get
again,
ready.
G1. I look
Realla.
forward to that. I look forward to, of course, your God Morning Realla Show in the morning, of course. And I don't know, man. You know the drill.
You know what it is, man. Salute. Hey.
All right, y'all. And this is another show, Johnny Quantum Show. Love y'all, but you know how I take it out? I take it out with the peace.
All right.